Good morning. How are we doing? So, what to do when you go off plan? If you're coming in, give me a hello. If you're on replay, drop a replay. I'm not just doing it because it's bank holiday weekend, and there'll be many people saying they've gone off plan, whatever off plan means. And today I want to remind you that there is such a thing as being in the middle, being an in-betweener, if you like. And this is what I want you to aim for sometimes, because this stops that all or nothing thing. And I think as things have changed a bit, people are more conscious that actually it's not all about the scales. It's not just about weighing yourself on a weekly basis. I talk a lot, and we talk a lot about Fruci Fit, about morning Mandy, about taking your weekly average if you're going to take the weight, because there's no point worrying about fluctuations that happen on a daily basis, and it becomes less enjoyable, which then is almost a precursor to the binge, to going off plan. And if we take a step back and we think, what makes most people go off of plan? You could quite simply say that if you look at binging, if you look at that side of things, there's a good association with a precursor, which is restriction, like mass restriction. I mean, not some restriction, restriction to the extent you're not enjoying it at all. Like your morning walk is now about closing rings, and it's just not enjoyable. You used to enjoy drinking water, now you're thinking you have to do it. And of course, there's always compromises to make. And sometimes it's about considering our expectations at the start. So, for example, and I know I'm taking a step back from this, but if you lost £1 a week on average, that is £52 in a year, which is a very significant amount. Right? That's a life-changing amount to the extent of our mood, our energy levels, our sleep, risk of diabetes, heart disease, mobility, less pressure on the joints. I could go on with that. And it's important to remember that when we go into a diet or a health kick, because we can quite easily fall into this trap. We're either on it or off it. But actually, there is an in between, and it's okay to have those moments. And when we accept that we can be in between, I think the off plan gets a little bit better. And when your off plan is actually a plan, but not as good as being on plan, if you like, that's where the magic will happen. So if your off plan is actually now almost plan B, and you're choosing, I'm going to be a bit in between. I'm going to be a bit in between today, and that's okay. You don't have to be all or nothing. You don't have to be on or off. And I think like us at Fruci Fit and also many others across are sharing this message more. And it is the secret a lot of the time to keep going, and to keep saying this and making your worst days a little bit better. But that comes from right at the start when we set our expectations, because if you're not finding it too hard and you're losing £1 a week, you can look at it two ways. Oh, I should be finding it hard, I should be doing more. Or you could look at it in a way and say, actually, I'm not finding it hard and I'm able to sustain this. Why rush? Why do more when actually I'm enjoying myself as well? I'm making some compromises, but I'm seeing changes. I'm seeing the benefits. So why would I change it? It's like on autopilot, right? We want it to be sustainable. It's part of our lifestyle. Just keep going with it. And, sometimes we can get into that stage where everything does become a chore like that. We used to enjoy eating fruit and vegetables. Now we're just seeing what our blood sugar level response is. As I spoke to someone the other day who was becoming massively obsessed with that. And it's interesting. It's gone from being maybe a health conscious thing to now going the opposite way and being like, oh, I wonder what the blood sugar response is, which is very irrelevant, which I'll go into another day in a bit more detail. If you eat protein with your meals, that's going to help. If you exercise in the last 24, 48 hours, that will change your response to food. If you had good sleep, that will change your response to foods. Like the little glucose spikes are actually irrelevant. It's how you handle the glucose spikes that matters. How quickly does it come down? That's the key, which we know the generic things of choosing to make better choices, which most people know what to do already. Yes, I need to eat more fruit, veg, or I need to get more protein in my diet, I need to be more active. But it's doing it in a way where it fits our lifestyle. It doesn't feel like a massive chore. We're not like literally everything being so obsessive with it. And if we're trickling along and it's all going in the right direction with that, guess what? That is what will get you the results. Making those off-plan days a plan B day, we're just not quite as bad as they were. And if you can make that, if you can commit to that right now, you will see great results. Anyway, that is the morning chat. Off to do a little morning workout myself, accountability challenge. And then also coming up this week, we have a few people starting on our summer kickstart. If you want more information on that, do comment below. With summer, I'll get details on that. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon.